Hello, and prepare for a long video, and prepare for the coolest place in the world, which is the American equities markets. You've got all the volatility there, you've got the opportunity not to trade 24/7, you've got the opportunity to regulate your day's worth of trading by only being able to trade certain times of the day. And so it becomes more professional than maybe if you were just sitting in your pajamas trading Forex, for example, you know. But I'm not dissing Forex. The other thing is that I think equities, they're more volatile, you know. There's just more opportunity there. There's no question about it that in an equities markets, if you look properly, you can find huge moves, and you can the risk reward is probably, you can probably get nothing like it in Forex, basically. So this is why you know, but this is part 10 here, and that I actually did part 11 and 12 after part 10, but part 10 is a charting video, and it's where what I'm going to do is, because it's going to be long, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for stocks now. So I'm just making myself a tea here, having to clean my cup, but yeah, that's going down, I reckon. I'm just going to say that now. But anyway, you know, I'm going to show you how to do this. You know, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing, and then you can just basically straight off the bat just try and do it yourself, you know. And then what you can do is you can suffer all the pitfalls after you're good at it. You know, you can be good at it first and then fuck up, you know, and that would be an amazing opportunity, because, you know, any of us mortals, you know, obviously I'm not a mortal anymore, because obviously I'm just a sick trader, you know. I'm talking rubbish. You know, I know the reason. I'm not being cocky. It's just I'm rational in my approach to it, and that's why I'm confident. So it's not that I'm confident because, you know, I think I'm great. It's because I can rationally look at the situation now and say, okay, what's happening? You know, where are the trades? Where are the opportunities? What's happening with the main markets? Blah, I've gone over that loads of times, you know. What is happening with the main? Well, I need to know, you know, before I start looking for stocks, which I'm going to do now. See, I'm brewing up my coffee here. But that looks pretty droppy there, you know. It looks like it's gapped up and then it's dropped a bit. So obviously, I want to be looking at the SPY. Obviously, I know where this is to some extent, because I've been watching this every day. I mean, you know, I should have another iPad up with this on it now, so that I can look at it while I'm looking for stocks, because that's what I have, remember. But so this is holding up above 280, you know, and it could be looking for a drop, you know. It could be. It's gone up to that next moving average, but we know it's high. You know, it is high, because if you think about it, this pandemic stuff is far from over, and, you know, it's the economic stuff which people are, you know, are worried about, and how the economies are being affected. So it's, you know, it went right. I mean, obviously it must have been overextension when it went down to 220. You know, perfect example of the markets overreacting. But this coronavirus stuff, I mean, how can you not overreact? I mean, it's just, well, unprecedented, as they say. But obviously it is precedented, because we had the bubonic plague we had a Spanish flu in 1918, you know. There's been pandemics before, but this is crazy. I mean, you know, the markets are almost insignificant, but I'm going to say, you know, it looks like it's up at resistance still. It's gapped up over 282. Let's have a look at the 15-minute chart, see how we're moving. Obviously this movement's going to look pretty good, and, you know, if it's going to go down now, we've got to look at support points. So if it drops down to 2, it's not just going to drop down in one big candle right now and go down to 272. It's found its flow, you know. It's kind of found a little flow, but this is looking pretty bearish up here. But obviously we've got a resistance point. You know, the resistance points are so obvious. This is why I would have this 5-minute chart open in the main market. So basically, I might have it like this. So I know where the resistance point, support points are. 280, obviously, 282, you know. But it looks very bearish at the moment. But 282, that's the first point that it might bounce off. 280, it might bounce off there, you know. It might just go to 280 and then maybe even recover up. I don't know, you know. But we know we've got these points where we know how it's moving now. And look, if you look at the top line of that, you know, if you draw this up here, look. I mean, it's moving in symmetry now. I mean, look at it. It's a really nice pattern that the main markets are making, you know. So it's starting to, even though we've had all this disruption, it's starting to kind of settle into a groove. And that's kind of rare for the main markets. You know, normally main markets are a bit harder to read because they're not so, you know, they don't really make as symmetrical patterns as the individual stocks might. But obviously, if you see here, you know, if that would move up, obviously it's not moving up, but if that diagonal line would go up, that's going way up, you know. So it could even be bouncing off 282 and then shooting right up to that. And obviously, where that AA is written, that's where the line is hitting, and that's about 288, you know. So obviously, we don't know that it's not just going to bounce off, it's not just going to shoot up now. So we're looking at this kind of, so that's the top trend line, yeah. And this is the bottom trend line down here. So we know we're in this kind of, you know, we're in this territory where I drew that and where I drew that. And we're kind of in the middle of it at the moment. You know, we're kind of bang in the middle of that territory. So obviously you keep that in mind, you know. And you don't even keep that in mind, you keep that looking at you keep looking at it, you know. So obviously I've got this screen as well. So what I've got the map there, which is telling me a lot, you know. You know, that's such a good thing, this map. It's so good, you know. And the other thing I have this bull and bear thing here. So I know that's a representation of the whole of the market. All the stocks going up, all the stocks going down. How many stocks are going up, you know? How many stocks are going down, okay? And, coffee is good. Well, it smelled good, but it doesn't taste as good as it smelled. It smelled so much better. It smelled like chocolate. Anyway, look, 40% up, 52% down. So I keep an eye on that because if it's like, you know, 78% going down and I want to go long on a stock, it might be a bit of information that I'd actually say, well, maybe I don't want to buy this right now, or maybe it is at a reversal point, you know. So anyway, I've got that bull and bear indicator up and I've got this up, okay? And then all I'm doing is looking for it. Obviously, I can't have that at the moment because I can only have one screen, but you've got to imagine that and the SPY is all available to me so I can see where the reversals are when it works, you know. So at the moment, I know I'm kind of in the middle of that trajectory point, you know, where I drew the two diagonal lines, and it could be headed down to the bottom of those diagonal lines or up to those diagonal lines, you know, or there could be massive movement out of the blue, but, you know, again, that's why you've got it in front of you so that you can see those big drops and you can, you know, you can react accordingly. It's definitely a skill that you can develop to a really significant level and become very capable of, you know, consistently winning. Look, ET looks like it's coming down here. Look, look at that, it's a mad pattern. You know, that's not moving very much. It's only moving like, you know, on those dips and troughs, only about 6 cents or 8 cents. Obviously, you've got to think about it. If you get in a stock and it's only moving 8 cents, that means when you've got in a stock, you've lost 3 cents straight away. So you've only got the possibility, really, of making 4 cents. Is it worth it? It's not worth it, you know. Just because other people are trading it doesn't mean it's, you know... You've got to find the bigger moves, you know. It's all random, it's all human, remember, you know. It's random, it's chaos. It's not, oh, that's not fair, that stock, so obviously it wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be like the fact that you can make more off another stock just because of the, you know, you have to see it as for what it is, read it, you know. Can I make money off that position? You know, if it's only 8 cents per share, potentially, then is it worth it, you know? This is coming down on a trajectory here. This actually gapped down below that 580 point. But again, thinking straight back to the main markets, where are we here? It doesn't look clear, you know. It could spike up again up to, you know, below 650 there, you know. But, you know, that looks like a good one for a short if you're looking for something to come down a bit. It's gold there. So you have to look at the correlated stocks, but I'm not going to get into that because I didn't like the pattern. I actually want to find the stock. You know, watch the other videos for more charting stuff as well, because I've talked about momentum. But, you know, levels are the easiest thing to spot. Significant levels. And you can trade off them. And if you've got the momentum in your favour and you're hitting a nice level, you know, it could be a really nice place to get. BBBY there seems like it might be shooting up there. This is looking pretty nice here. I don't know. Wow, that's pretty cool, I reckon. That could even be worth... I don't know. Let me have a look at the main markets again quickly. This is the bull and bear indicator. You know, it's around even. It's quite a good day. You know, it could be... but it's... You know, it's kind of up in the middle of nowhere, and it's been downtrending for the last 4 or 5 days. You know, it has made that little reach up, but how strong is this level that it's at now? It's just broken it there, obviously. So maybe think about taking that off 560 if you see it later or something. But the problem is, yeah, all I was going to say is that when it's dropped at 620, it's dropped quite heavily, you know. But I thought it could have been a candidate. You know, I didn't know. I looked at the 5-minute chart, it didn't look that good. You know, I'm just being here for 5 minutes. Think about it. Sometimes if I'm here for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours looking, you know. Oh, I was going to look at BlackBerry. Oh, no, it's not BlackBerry. BlackBerry is BB. This is Bed Bath & Beyond. Moving and grooving up there. Gapped up quite nicely over that 560 point, but that is looking pretty, you know, that's not looking good. If the market does decide to go down, this looks like it's going to go down with it, you know. So I'm not too into that. But again, it has held up a lot in the morning. It's come down to near $5 and it's holding up above $5, you know. And that's what looked good about it to start off with. But obviously with this video now, it's a live video. You know, I'm not editing it because I can't be bothered. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that was that ET we were looking at. Oh, I don't know. ET. AUY, it's making a little trajectory there. 425. It's a gold stock again. You have to look at gold, see what's going on with gold, but yeah, it looks kind of boring. Oops. You know, it looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. It wasn't even worth dipping in. I hate the gold ones and the oil ones because you have to look back at oil. You have to look what's going on with crude oil, you know. If I'm trading a gold stock, you have to look at all the correlated stocks, and then you have to look at, it's like an effort. You have to look at these crude oil and gold prices and have a little dip into them. You know, crude oil there, look, it's gapped up, but it looks like it's dropping. It looks like it's well in a drop there. This looks like a good short, I'm telling you. It looks like a really good short. You know, it looks like it's losing, it's gapped up so high, it's kind of losing that momentum, and all those days previous has been going down. You know, this is profit-taking time. So it's a good short, you know. Obviously, when you're looking at the stocks there, you know, I would short that, you know. If I was trading this, I'd probably short that. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't even know what it is. What is it? WTI, that's the... Is that future? I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a chart that you can buy and sell, so I know that. It's weird because it's contradicting itself, you know. Well, crude oil's coming down. No, yeah, crude oil's gapped up, but it looks like it's coming down. All these... They've all gapped up, haven't they? S&P 500, Russell 2000, and they're just taking a little dip in the morning. So we got, we can factor this stuff in. Where was I going? I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was in a stock. I can't remember. I was looking at something. Blackberry there. ET. AUY, that's what I was looking at. Why was I looking at it? It was rubbish, wasn't it? In the middle of nowhere. You want to find something at an extreme point. KJC, it looks like it might drop from where it is, just from that 5-minute chart, but I don't know if I just looked into this a second ago or not. It's another gold one, but look at that dip in the morning. 570 dips down. Oh yeah, I did look at this. I mean, potentially, but the problem is that it might go up. So if you draw a diagonal line, it's not hitting the top of that trend. It's still got room to move up. I want to get in a stock which has got no room to move up. So even if that pattern looks pretty, it's gapped down to 570, which is lower than all these previous levels back there. You see where it's gapped, where it's hit down to 570, and it's losing this steam. But it's been bobbing up high as well. So, and if you look at the kind of angle of this, these lot of candles here, it looks like it could go up to 610 quite easily. Obviously, if I'm looking through stocks, I see that straight away, and I did just look at this stock a second ago. So it's pretty dumb to look at it again, but it's good that I just made that point about, this is the whole thing that gets you when you start off. You just don't win them enough, and you don't know why, And as you start to get agonisingly painful losses over and over and over, then you start getting it. Yeah, this looks good for a short. Okay, this is dip down in the morning, pre-market, nice dropping motion there. Now it's up at a round number. So all I'm going to do is look at the 15-minute chart, which is pretty nice downtrendy as well. It is holding up there, so you've got to remember that it's holding up around $4, and it's broken it before, and it's low down. It's on an uptrend basically. So I wouldn't want to short this stock. I wouldn't want to short it. I'll tell you why. Because of that, it might be on its way down further, but look how low it is anyway. I mean, obviously this is all low anyway because the markets are completely crashed, but this is on a little mini uptrend, and fair enough, it could come down to this kind of line down here. This is an opposite. The opposite way around. It's got room to move further down, and I do want to short it, but it could also be moving up. It could also have enough momentum to move up, because you see these previous candles there, these two red ones that are above $4. It went up, it broke $4, and now it's holding up there, and it's even holding up in the short term as well. So I don't want to just short that, because it's not good enough. It's not good. Everything has to match up. All the charts, everything. So you can see that I'm dipping in and out. I'm seeing these patterns, but I'm not being so compulsive as I might have done in the past. And another thing, this is kind of wedging up. This is wedging. This is making a kind of movement that is bullish, but it could fail at any point. But all I'm saying is that, look, it's zigzagging. They call it consolidating, I don't know what that means really, but that's very bullish because it's starting to stick up towards 4. This is, this is the kind of very speculative. If you try to trade this, very speculative, because look, there's a trend line there, so it could, if you got in now, it could dip down to 393 or 392, and think how pissed off you'd be, and it might still go up and then break $4 later. Or so it's not a point where you can take it, or it might wedge up like that and get right up and then just drop and have a massive drop down to 385 in about 2 1-minute candles or something like that. You just don't, again, it's not clear. You want to win most of them. I'm talking about winning 80%, 70 or 80%. So this has been a good video so far, really. AUY does look, that's that gold one. I think it does look like it's coming down there, but you know, wasn't clear enough, obviously. So let's try and find one. HBAN there is reaching up towards $8. Is it going to break it? Is it not? You know, but it's had that second move up there, so that's not so good. If it had been the first move and an extension up, then yeah, but it's doing the same as that other stock. You know, it's kind of sticking up at a level. ERIC here looks like could be at the top bit of a trend line, but it's kind of an arbitrary number, 866. PK's on a nice downtrend here. Look, it's dipped below $8. That could be a candidate for a short there, because it's dipping below the whole dollar mark and it's on a nice fierce downtrend. You know, it looks pretty volatile. Let's have a look at the overall stuff going on here. It's gapped up today, obviously, but let's have a look. You know, it's holding those levels around $8. It could be looking to move up. I don't know. I mean, April 7th downgrade, you know. Also at the best end 2 weeks here, the local company that posted the biggest gains. That was obviously this company. I don't know. But let's have a look at the main markets again. And what sector is that in? So this is in services here. I want to have a look at the map. Services. Look, services is quite down there. So, well, Amazon is, and you know, it's still up mostly, services. So most of the stocks are kind of up. Oh, I wanted to look at the bull and bear. Look, 66 bull, 34 bear. So it's actually starting to show a bit of strength there. So we're not on a complete doom and gloom day, you know. We're still in the SPY or around the middle there. I mean, look, that's just gone up and broken it. So obviously, if I had shorted that, it wouldn't have been good. Luckily, I didn't. You know, I didn't say I'm shorting this now. I was having a look at it. It was showing potential. It just happened to break it going up there. You know, I'm not going to marry it. There's another stock that looks like it's doing the same thing coming down. It's around the whole dollar mark, $8.99. And it's breaking it, but it did make a nice little move up in the morning. But this is looking pretty good actually, because this is showing a lot of downward. It likes to go down like yesterday. Fair enough, it's gapped up today, but look at the way it's going down yesterday. And this looks like it's in the middle of a downtrend. It looks like there's a lot of momentum pushing that down. It looks like it could go down right down to $6. Let's have a look at the news quickly. This is a REIT, financial REIT, so it's real estate investment. So this is housing, but it's financial. But it's in in the housing market. April the 16th, look, April the 16th, it's April the 17th. April the 16th had a downgrade, $12 neutral sell. You know, so this is looking good for a short. Investing in turbulent real estate stocks, you know, April the 15th, buyer probably walks away from it. So this has got a lot of bad news here. You know, I'm thinking of shorting this, but look, it's already going down. So I might be missing this opportunity as we speak, but it did go up to 950 and it even went up a little bit over there. But the markets gapped up, didn't they? So depending on what I think the SPY is going to do now, I think it would be, you know, you could take a decision on this stock to short it, you know. So let's have a quick look again at the SPY. I think this could be a short. Because look, this is coming up. It's reaching up to 283.96, you know, 284 there. But look, it looks like it might come down to 282. So it's had that little beef up, but we're at a kind of resistance point there. So this could be a short right now, I would say. So what I'm going to do, I don't know actually, because look, it's dipped below $9 and now it's holding up at $9 there. But that movement down, what I'm looking at is that movement down April the 16th. It's very heavy movement down, you know. But for some reason it has gapped up early this morning and it's holding up around above this $9 mark. So, you know, I reckon it could go down, but for this reason, yeah, but 10:30 to 11 there, you know, well, 10:45, you know, 10:40 to 11, it's held up above 9, you know. And it's kind of broken that down, and it has had those two big candles in the morning, you know. Let's have a look at this on. So I do think this is going to go down, but I'm not convinced enough. It's not good enough. It's not strong enough for me to take it, just because of that move up in the morning, really. And there's no real clear level. I mean, obviously I could put a stop above 9.10, but it's a long stop. It's not the creme de la creme, that one. It's not worth it if I think it's going to do something, but I'm not almost certain it's going to do something. That's my criteria, basically. You see, Eric, I was talking about that, coming up to the top of its diagonal trend there and then dropping down a little bit. PAA here, let's have a look at that quickly. Just have a look and see if there's any... Oh, it's crude oil. Crude oil's something to do with crude oil, and it's struggling up here a bit, but I don't know. It says oil and gas pipelines, but you don't know with these oil and gas whether that it relates to crude oil going up or down. But obviously that's where you look at these correlated stocks here. You look at for what they're doing, but it bores me looking at those oil stocks because you have to look at too much. I'm too lazy, Too lazy for that oil stuff. This looks like a little short here. Look, we're getting some nice looking patterns going on here. That's going up. No, that doesn't look like a short from here. It doesn't. It might go down, might go up. It doesn't. It just instantly looking at it. It looks like more downy there. It looks downy because it's those candles. And it might come down to like a trend line below 350, but it's not clear enough. It looks like it's in the middle there. Between April 15th, look, gapped up right up on April 15th. It looks like it's in the middle now, so it doesn't look like there's any clear direction. Obviously, there it looks like it could come down in that simple pattern, but it's not enough. All the charts have got to match up. All the daily chart, the 15-minute chart, APHA, it looks, because of that dip down below 360, that little dip, extra dip, it looks quite bearish. So that might drop, but it's not good enough. So I'm going to keep going here. There's that Kim that I was looking at. MTDR here, looks like it's kind of struggling a bit up there. Might be a possible short. Yeah, it's had that dip down in the morning. But again, it's holding up above that 320. It's probably really far down anyway. Yeah, it's on an uptrend, look. I mean, it's just on an uptrend. A lot of the stocks are going to be on an uptrend, and even if the markets go down, they're going to look like they're on an uptrend, even if they drop. So we're very much in, slaves to the main markets at the moment. I want to find something because I know it's not difficult. You can find them, you can spot them, So let's keep going. I'm going to look for something that jumps out of the screen at me. Not just kind of looking into stuff for the sake of it, but really using my own perception. I'm looking for momentum down. MTG looks like it's got a lot of red momentum pushing it down. BLMN, but it's just, again, that's a whole dollar market's hit and it's come down, but obviously maybe if you'd seen it a couple of candles before going up to $9, you could have thought about taking a little scalping short on it, but obviously we've missed that because that's just come down from $9 now, so don't look too much into that. This has gone up high on a bit of an extension up here towards $7. Yeah, it could be looking to come. Oh, that's pretty good actually. I mean, I knew it was going to be healthcare. I knew it. Look how volatile that is. Oh, I reckon that is a good short. I do actually think that's a good short. Look how much it's dropped since I last said. Look, it's gone down to 682. It does look like a good short because look at the bottom of that trend line. From $3, if you drew a diagonal line up and then you look at that previous spike, the previous green spike, and then this spike yesterday, obviously the red candle, and then it looks like it's got a long way to come down. It looks like it could come down to even $5, But let's have a look at this. It stayed up there, but remember all the markets gapped up. This didn't gap up at all. It just stayed where it was. Healthcare, medical supplies and equipment. This is obviously something to do with the coronavirus. Thermogenesis received an augment. That's the FDA allowing its SARS-CoV-2 antibody fast detection kit for distribution. This is pretty cool. That they had an acknowledgement letter from the FDA allowing its SARS-CoV-2 IMG IgG antibody fast detection kit for distribution. You know, that's why we got some crazy action going on this stock. But I'm talking about shorting it, you know, and I was thinking about shorting it at $7, you know, but now I've missed that, you know, missed it. But look, this is the type of thing, like when I saw it straight away, look at the action in the morning. Look, if you'd have caught that up at $7, just because it's overextended up above $7 a little bit, doesn't mean it's not good for a short. But unluckily, you know, we missed that one. But that was, you know, straight away as soon as I saw that up at 7, it was at 6.94, wasn't it? And I know that obviously it's still hindsight I'm talking about here, but yeah, I mean it's moving crazy, you know, it's kind of going in these waves. Obviously, yeah, look, yesterday, look, so pre-market dipped down below 620, and remember all the markets were going up pre-market, and this actually gapped down a bit, and then it reaches up to 7 on this kind of, you know, pattern between 9:30, 10 a.m, you know, bouncing up and down, and then up to $7, you know, up here. I think definitely, you know, you could have even shorted that at like 703 or 70, you know, but obviously look, if you had shorted it, if you'd have put a stop at 706, which would have been a good pace to do it, put a stop, you would have got taken out. Look, 706, exactly where it hit. That's why I say a lot of the time, you want to read how the price action is going to see where to short it. You've got to be a bit flexible, but often to add an extra cent, you know, onto where you're going to put your stop. So 706, you put your stop at 707, but you might have got in at 704 or 703 and put a stop at 711, you know, because you really thought it was extended up there, you know. But anyway, you know, just because it breaks the level, and especially when it's like that, it's reaching up, it's an overextension up compared to the recent price action, you know. So anyway, missed that, but you know, that was good. You know, this is why you need to be quick. You need to have your finger on the trigger. This is why I've got my broker right here, main market's here, and I'm ready. You know, and that's why I was talking about writing all the numbers down. You know, writing all the how many shares you can buy, because you need to think quick. Well, you need to not be thinking about how many shares to do. You just know straight away. So obviously, if I'd have got in at 704 and I want to put a stop at 710, bang, I know that 711, then I know if I've shorted it at 704, you know, after the spread it was at, you know, 705, and I shorted it at 704, then I'd put a stop at 711, and that would be 7 cents plus a cent for fees, so that'd be 8 cent stop, and I'd have to look at my thing, 8 cent stop, I'll buy 370 shares, you know, bang bang, put it in my, so I know it's an 8 cent stop, I know exactly how many shares, then I can short it straight away. You know, I don't have to think about how many shares, and then I can catch it. Not, you know, a lot of the time you don't need to catch it like that. A lot of the time it's not, you know, split second stuff. It's just, you know, you've got enough time to look through. But in that case, you know, I think even if I'd have been trying to trade that and I was on full mode, I might not have got that in time, you know. Obviously, you just got to be able to move on. It's a whole process. The whole day is a whole process. If you think about it, if I kind of dwell on that or get too excited about that trade idea, and get disappointed that I missed it, I missed that trade, you know. Look at this time I'm wasting. It's just one little trade. It's just one little pattern that I saw. And they're all over the place. That's why it's so good. This, look, 18 pages. That's why, you know, this method I'm showing you is so good, because you just look at you just dip in and out. You see a bit of, you know, pattern or momentum on a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart. You can also look through 15-minute charts like this, and then you look. This looks like, again, looks like it's in the middle of somewhere. You know, it looks like bearish because it's you know, yesterday's 2 candles are red, and then this is gapped up a little bit, but it's, you know, it looks like it could be following the main market a bit. It looks like it's got room to move up. Not interested, you know, it's nothing. You know, I want to find something. Just because I'm going further on in these charts doesn't mean the opportunities are going to be less either. Because obviously all the big volume stocks are at the start, but it doesn't mean you're not going to make a big gain on a stock that doesn't have as much volume, that's on page 16 or 17, you know, because obviously, You know, start like SBS. Look, it made that diagonal thing, and then just after 11 a.m. went up to 8:05, and it looks like it's following that pattern, that kind of trajectory down. OI here looks like it might, you know, it's kind of had that big green candle, and then it's come back down to where it's opened. What's it looking like here? Well, it could come down to 640, you know. It could come down to 620. You know, you got to be able to read these things. Look, this is one that's reached up. It might come down. GPMT. I mean, it was up quite high, and now it's kind of, well, it gapped up, but it didn't hold it up there, and it's reaching back up to $5. But how low is it down in the daily chart? Yeah, it looks like it's in the middle. It looks like it's in the middle of that wave. Look, you could draw like a point it's coming to, and this is the exact middle. So look, from $2 and then up to near $10, and then down above $2 and then up above $6, and look, it's right in the middle now. It looks like it's going to bust one way or another, but it might not. It might go flat, but I don't know what ways that's going to go. If I was going to guess, I would say down, but it's not strong enough for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this video now because I'm getting knackered. And, you know, this is part 10. Watch part 11 and 12, and I'll do a part 13 soon. But part 11 and 12 I've got more about, you know, reading chart patterns. But this has been, you know, there's been a lot of information in this video that will be useful to you as well. So cheers for that. See you later.